It's an extreme neighborhood makeover in the city of Rockford. A nonprofit housing community in the southwest part of the city receives around $900,000 to improve homes in the area. WIFR reporter Bria Walters talks to residents about what it means to get the improvements they need.
It means the world to us.
Kathleen Jamerson moved into the Central Terrace Cooperative 24 years ago. Since then, she says her home has only received a few small upgrades.
The windows that I have, the metal windows, are the oldest. So some of them have been updated. But yeah, the ones that I got is dry rotted.
And she's not alone. Other residents of the co-op struggle with similar issues. That's why they appealed to State Representative Maurice West, who lobbied for $930,000 from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for improvements.
This is not an expense, this is an investment in our community. It helps our community thrive even more, especially since we're focused on housing.
150 homes in the area will get improvements, like new wiring and windows. The contractors, Key Solutions, started work in April and should finish in October.
Zipping through, it doesn't take long at all, so, and then they're very professional, so we're excited about that as well.
Residents feel neighborhoods in Southwest Rockford are often ignored by lawmakers, but they say this investment shows someone cares.
We really appreciate, Maurice West, coming to help us, when we were in grave need. Our members, we feel like we're part of the community.
In Rockford, Bria Walters, WIFR News.
The co-op is looking for more grants to keep the improvements coming. They are specifically looking for beautification grants to purchase things like siding and roofing.